Hi, I'm Jessica Moor and I'm the author of Keeper, which is published by Penguin and is coming out in paperback on the 21st of January, and I'm just going to read a little bit to you. It was Whitworth's corpse, so to speak. The body had been found the previous day, washed up downstream of Widdringham. The location, the current, the lividity, all these suggested that the victim had come off the old bridge, which was on DS Daniel Whitworth's patch. It was a popular local spot for suicide. Whitworth had always expected that he'd get over the first bolt of shock on seeing a dead body, but so far he still hadn't. It was the way they so intimately resembled people, yet weren't. Whitworth had hoped to retire without having to deal with another corpse. Sod's law, too, that it was a girl. Older than his Jennifer, but not so much older that he didn't think of her primarily as someone's daughter. The smooth young skin was drained of colour, the eyes unframed by crow's feet. Death had no business on those faces. At least this girl, Katie Straw, hadn't been in the water too long. Her features weren't wrecked. It was bad enough that her boyfriend would have to identify her. He didn't need the shock of seeing that pretty face bloated into a pale monster. Whitworth noticed crumbs of something black around her eyes. The pathologist said it was eyeliner. His daughter's eyes had been dirtied with the same black stuff when she had rolled them at him that morning. It had been the usual rows, getting into the car, in the car, exiting the car. Jennifer had justified herself in shrill tones over the tinny babble of the radio and drum of the rain, full of 16-year-old outrage. He had watched her walk away, watched her wait until she thought he couldn't see her anymore, watched her angry stomp morph into a sort of waggle. Whitworth wondered if a man of almost 60 was just too old to be parenting a teenage girl. He had no energy for dealing with her. Not now that all the sweetness seemed to have been sucked out of her, and this difficult demi-woman stood in her place. Maureen, his wife, was always on Jennifer's side, of course. But Whitworth didn't get to feel sorry for himself for too long. The movement of the door handle made him throw the sheet back over the body on the slab like a guilty secret. His trainee, Detective Constable Brooks, entered the mortuary room, followed by a tall, nauseous-looking young man with a scrappy russet beard. There was a greasy sheen on his pale face. As he approached, Whitworth noticed the brackish smell of spirits. "Hello," he glanced at his sheet of notes. "Noah?" The young man nodded. Normally, in a case like this, you would look very carefully at the boyfriend. After all, if a woman was murdered, then it was 50-50 a bloke had done it.